श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सर्ववेदांत-सिद्धांत-सार-संग्रह श्लोक 153। कर्मणा साध्यमानस्य अनित्यत्वं श्रूयते यतः कर्मणानेन किं नित्य फलेप्सोः परमार्थिनः। The author is discussing uparati, and he described uparati as giving up of all karmas, karma tyaga. A mumukshu who has attained adequate chitta shuddhi is entitled for karma tyaga. He can give up all the karmas, including the vihita karma, following a procedure prescribed by the Shastra itself. On this, some people may raise an objection. How can a mumukshu give up all the karma? Even a mumukshu should do karma. One may argue so. Then we have to ask a question. Why should a mumukshu do karma? Should he do karma for the sake of chitta shuddhi? If he has already attained chitta shuddhi, for the sake of chitta shuddhi also he does not have to do karma. Then should he do karma in order to get moksha? In order to get moksha, also he need not do karma, because moksha is not a result of karma. In these verses, the author is showing that moksha cannot be a result of karma. Why moksha cannot be a result of karma? Because the result of karma is anitya, temporary, time bound, whereas moksha is nitya. Therefore, moksha cannot be a result of karma. Therefore, as a means for moksha, karma does not serve a purpose for a mumukshu. See the shloka. Yataha, since karmana sadhyamanasya anityatvam shuyate. Karmana sadhyamanasya, any objective that is accomplished by karma, anityatvam, it is anitya, it is temporary. By means of karma, one can even go to Swarga. Even Swarga is anitya. One can stay in Swarga for a very long time. Compared to human lifespan, it is very, very long. One can stay for very long time in Swarga. Yet, it is anitya. At some point of time, the punya that is responsible for Swarga is exhausted. Then he has to come back from Swarga. Kshine punye martyalokam vishanti. When the punya is exhausted, one has to come down from Swarga also. Therefore, any result of karma is anitya. It is stated by the Shruti itself. Shuyate. Even the Shruti. Shruti means Veda. Even Veda has clearly stated this. Therefore, nityaphalepsoho paramarthinaha, one who wants a nitya phala, the eternal goal, the goal that is eternal, moksha, paramarthinaha, he is a paramarthi. He is seeking the ultimate, the moksha. For him, anena karmana kim prayojanam. What purpose does karma serve for him? Karma does not serve any purpose. If you tell a mumukshu, you should do karma, he will ask a counter question, why should I do karma? You may tell him, so that you can get material prosperity. He says, I don't want any material prosperity. You tell him you can go to Swarga. He says he is not interested in going to Swarga. You tell him you can get Chitta Shuddhi. He has already got enough Chitta Shuddhi. Therefore, he has a good amount of Vairagya, intense Vairagya and intense Mumukshutva. In such case, even for the sake of Chitta Shuddhi, he need not do karma. Therefore, such mumukshu is entitled to give up all karma and take to the life of a sannyasi. The author is elaborating on the fact that karma cannot produce nitya. Karma cannot produce anything that is eternal. Therefore, karma is not a way for moksha. Moksha is not a product of karma. The author is explaining this in detail. (154) उत्पाद्यमाप्यं संस्कार्यं विकार्यं परिगण्यते चतुर्विधं कर्म साध्यं फलं नान्यदितः परम्. In order to establish karma does not produce a nitya, the author is enumerating what the karma can give rise to. Karma sadhya, all that is accomplished by karma, all that is attained by karma is karma sadhya. Karma sadhya are four. only four types of things, only four types of objectives can be accomplished by karma. Number one, utpadyam. The one that can be produced is called utpadya. Something that can be produced. For example, rice, grains, vegetables, they can be produced. They can be grown in farm. Even they are utpadya. Utpadya means anything that can be produced. And the second one is apya. Apya is the one that can be reached. For example, if I have to go to Delhi, Delhi is apya. I can travel and reach Delhi. And the third one is samskaryam. That which can be produced through samskara, that which can be accomplished through samskara is called samskarya. For example, gold. Gold is samskarya because the gold is there in the soil, underground. What they do? They remove the impurity. They remove the mud, etc. Then you get gold. All that you have to do is to purify, remove the impurity. Such things are called samskarya. You can accomplish it through a process of purification. And fourth one, vikaryam. It is arrived at through a process of modification. For example, curd. In order to get curd, you have to make the milk modify. The milk has to be transformed into curd. Therefore, curd is a vikaryam. It is arrived through a process of modification. These four are karma sadhya. Karma sadhya are only these four. Utpadyam, apyam, samskaryam and vikaryam. Chaturvidham karma sadhyam pariganyate. Karma sadhya is understood to be only these four. Karma sadhyam phalam. The phala which is accomplished by karma are limited to these four kinds. Nanyaditah param. It is not anything more than these. Anything more than these four are not karma sadhya. Whereas moksha is nothing but Brahman. The Swarupa of Brahman itself is moksha. Brahman, which is moksha, does not fall under any of these four categories. Utpadyam, vikaryam, apyam or samskaryam. It does not fall under any of these four categories. Shloka 155. Naitadanyataram brahma kada bhavitumarhati swatah siddham sarvadaptam shuddham nirmalamakriyam. So Brahman is never any one of these four. Brahman, which is the Nitya, it is none of these four. Kadachidapi, at any point of time, etat anyataram bhavitum nar arhati. Brahman cannot be any of these four. It cannot be utpadya because it is swatah siddha. It is already present, ever present, and ever evident also. Being the consciousness, Brahman is ever evident, ever present and ever evident. Such Brahman cannot be utpadya. It cannot be produced by agriculture or any other action. No action can produce Brahman because it is ever present and ever evident. Swatah siddham. Swatah siddham rules out utpadyatva of Brahman. Sarvadaptam, it is always apta. always prapta. It is always reached. Being the self, being the Atma, Brahman is always reached. Only if there is a distance between you and Brahman, you can say it is Apya. Now you have not reached, you can walk and reach. But in the case of Brahman, there is no distance. Therefore, Sarvada Aptam, it is always Apta, always Prapta. Therefore, it cannot be Apyam. And Shuddham Nirmalam, it is pure in itself and it is Nirmalam. It cannot be tainted by any external impurity also. Shuddham means in its own nature it is pure. Nirmalam means even in terms of any external impurity, it is pure. Even an external impurity does not affect Brahman. Therefore, Nirmalam. Since it is Shuddham and Nirmalam, it is not Samskarya. You cannot purify Brahman. Brahman cannot be attained through purification. Brahman is impure. I have to wash Brahman, then I will get moksha. It is not so. You don't have to wash Brahman, because it is always pure. And Akriyam, Brahman is free from actions, free from modifications, therefore not Vikarya also. Brahman cannot be modified, and thereby you cannot get moksha. You cannot get moksha by modifying Brahman. Nachasya kaschid janita ityagamena nishidhyate karanam brahma tattasmat brahmanotpadyamishyate. With one more reason, the author explains why Brahman is not Utpadya. To be Utpadya, it should have a cause. It should have a Karana. From some Karana, it can be produced. But in the case of Brahman, there is no Karana. Brahman does not have a Karana. Everything else has Karana, but Brahman does not have a Karana. The Jagat came from Brahman. Brahman is Jagat Karanam. What is the Karana of Brahman? Brahman does not have a Karana. Only if something has a beginning, there has to be a Karana. Brahman has no Karana. Therefore, Brahman has no beginning. Who says Brahman does not have a Karana? The Shruti says, न चास्य कश्चित् janita iti agamena. There is an agama vakya, a Shruti vakya. न चास्य कश्चित् janita asya brahmanah. For this Brahman, there is no janita. He does not have a creator. He does not have a cause. This is stated in Shvetashvataropanishad. Iti agamena. By this agama vakya, by this Shruti vakya, Karanam nishidyate. Cause of Brahman is negated, is ruled out. Brahman does not have a cause. Tasmat Brahma na utpadyam ishyate. Therefore, Brahman is not utpadya. Only if it has a cause, you can consider it as utpadya. Next shloka, 157. Atrapyayostu bhedaschet apta chapyamavapyate aptraswarupamevaitat brahmanapyam kadachana. In this shloka, the author explains why Brahman is not apya. If something has to be apya, there has to be a bheda between aptra and apya. Aptra means one who reaches. The person who reaches and the destination, apya, they should have a difference. Only then the destination can be apya. For example, when you are sitting in Bangalore, you can say, I am going to Delhi. I have to go to Delhi. If you are sitting in Bangalore, you cannot say, I want to go to Bangalore. Tomorrow I am planning to go to Bangalore. Sitting in Bangalore itself, you cannot say so. In the same manner, The Brahman, being your own Swarupa, cannot become your destination. Destination has to be different from your Swarupa, different from yourself. Therefore, atra apyayostu bhedaschet. Only if there is a bheda, there is a difference between atra, the person who reaches, the person who travels, and apya, the one that has to be reached, the destination. Only if there is a bheda between the two, apta cha apyam avapyate. The apta, the traveler, apyam avapyate, he can reach the destination, whereas aptra swarupamevaitat brahma, this Brahman which is under discussion is aptra swarupa, is the nature of the traveler himself, the seeker himself. Therefore, Brahma kadachana apyam na bhavati. Brahman cannot be apya at any point. Next shloka. Malinasyaiva samskaraha darpanaderihyate vyomavannitya brahmano naiva samskriya. Now, Brahman is not samskarya. Why Brahman is not samskarya? The author is explaining. Before we go, samskara are of two types. Number one, dosha apanayanam, removal of impurity, is a type of samskara. You just remove the impurity, it is a type of samskara. There is another type of samskara which is called guna adhanam, imparting a desirable quality. It is also a samskara. For example, this cloth, one type of samskara is washing the cloth. When I wash the cloth, I am removing the impurity. After washing the cloth, I am trying to put some color to the cloth. I dye the cloth, putting a desirable color to the cloth. It is another type of samskara. Therefore, samskara are of two types. Number one, dosha apanayanam. Number two, guna adhanam. Now the author says, Brahman cannot have the first type of samskara, which is dosha apanayanam, removing the impurity. It is not possible with respect to Brahman, because such samskara is done only if something is impure. Malinasya eva darpanadehe iha samskaraha ishyate. Malinasya, if something is impure, like a darpana, like a mirror, the mirror has become impure, dust has accumulated on mirror surface, then it has to be cleaned in order to see one's face. Whereas the Brahman is Nitya Shuddha, always pure. Vyomavan Nitya Shuddhasya Brahmanaha. The Brahman who is Nitya Shuddha, the Brahman who is ever pure, samskriya naiva. Such Brahman cannot have any samskara. No samskara is needed, no samskara is possible also. Just like Vyoma, just like space. Space is always clean. Space cannot be tainted by any impurity. That is why we don't clean the space. We have to clean the floor, but we don't clean the space. I have to wash the space. I have to wipe the space. Nobody says. In the same manner, Brahman is Nitya Shuddha. Therefore, no cleaning is required. Next sloka. Kena dushtena yujyeta vastu nirmalam akriyam yadyogadaagatam dosham samskaro vinivartayet. Brahman is Nirmalam and Akriyam. Brahman is Nirmala, free from impurities, and Akriyam, free from actions. Such Brahman cannot get associated with any impurity. Kena dushtena yujyeta. With what dushta? With what impurity such Brahman can associate with? Meaning, Brahman cannot be associated with any impurity. Yadyogadaagatam dosham samskaro vinivartayet. So, only if there is a dosha on account of association with some impurity, then samskara can remove that impurity. If Brahman is not at all touched by impurity, samskara is not possible. Next shloka. Nirgunasya gunadhanam api naivopapadyate kevalo nirgunascheti nairgunyam shuyate yataha. Now, another type of samskara, which is called gunadhana, imparting a new quality. It is also not possible with respect to Brahman, because Brahman is nirguna. Brahman is free from all gunas. Therefore, you cannot impart a quality to Brahman. You cannot paint Brahman. You cannot put a color on Brahman. Therefore, gunadhana samskara is also not possible. Nirgunasya, Brahman is nirguna. Therefore, gunadhanam api naiva upapadyate. Even gunadhana is not possible. How do you know Brahman is nirguna? Yataha, because kevalo nirgunascheti nairgunyam shuyate. Brahman is kevala, one without a second, and nirgunaha, Brahman is nirguna, kevalo nirgunascha. This is a Shruti Vakya. In this manner, in Shvetashvataropanishad, Cheta Sakshi Kevalo Nirgunascha. In this Shruti Vakya, Nairgunyam Shuyate. Brahman is Nirguna. This is told by the Shruti. Therefore, on account of Shruti Pramana, Brahman is Nirguna. सावयवस्य क्षीरादेः वस्तुनः परिणामिनः येन केन विकारित्वं स्यान्नो निष्कर्म वस्तुनः. Brahman is not Vikarya also. Vikarya means something which is modified. Vikara is modification. That which is subject to Vikara is called Vikarya. Vikara is possible only for a Savayava. Savayava means it has parts. An object with the parts can undergo modification. If something does not have parts, if something is niravayava, then modification is not possible. Brahman is niravayava, therefore Brahman cannot undergo modification. Therefore Brahman is not vikarya. See, savayavasya kshiradehe vastunaha parinaminaha yena kena vikaritvam syat. Kshiradehe, milk etc., which are savayava, it has avayava, parts, and therefore it is parinami, it is subject to modification, it can be modified, it can be transformed. Such objects, yena kena vikaritvam syat, it can be modified with some other agent. Yena kena, in some way or the other, it can be modified. Sometimes it can be modified by heating, sometimes it can be modified by keeping it in a place for a long time. In various ways, one can modify the milk and convert it into curd, etc. No nishkarma vastunaha. A nishkarma vastu, an object which does not have any karma, being niravayava, it is free from all actions, it cannot be modified. Brahman is a nishkarma vastu, therefore Brahman cannot be modified. 162. Nishkalam nishkriyam shantam niravadyam niranjanam ityevam vastunastatvam shrutiyuktivyavasthitam. Brahman is nishkriya, nishkala and nishkriya. Nishkala means niravayava, free from parts. Therefore nishkriyam, free from actions, free from modifications. Shantam, peaceful, free from all turbulences. Niravadyam, free from all blemish. Niranjanam, free from punya and papa. Ityeva, in this manner, vastunaha tattvam, the truth of the vastu, Brahman, the nature of the Brahman, Shruti Yukti Vyavasthitam, it is revealed by Shruti as well as it is supported by Yukti. It is supported by logic also. Shruti Yukti Vyavasthitam. Both Shruti and Yukti are in favor of this nature of Brahman. Therefore, Brahman is not Vikarya also. Therefore, Brahman does not fall under any object that is karma sadhya. Brahman does not fall under any category in which karma has any role to play. 163. Tasmanna karma sadhyatvam brahmanosti kutaschana karma sadhyam tvanityam hi brahma nityam sanatanam. Tasmat, therefore, brahmanaha kutaschana karma sadhyatvam na asti. Therefore means, since Brahman is not utpadya, etc., therefore Brahman is not karma sadhya. This is one reason why Brahman is not an object of karma. Brahman is not an effect of karma, because Brahman does not fall under utpadyam, etc. Now, another reason why Brahman is not karma sadhya. Karma sadhyam tvanityam. Any effect of karma is anitya, time bound, whereas Brahman is sanatanam. Brahman is sanatana. Sanatana is always present. Therefore, nityam. Sanatanam means nityam. So, Brahman is sanatanam, always present. Therefore, nityam, eternal. Therefore, Brahman cannot be karma sadhya. This reason is elaborated. Dehadihi kshiyate loko yathaivam karmana chitaha tathaiva mushmiko loko sanchitah punya karmana. The author shows a Shruti Vakya, quotes a Shruti Vakya, paraphrases a Shruti Vakya to say that the result of karma is temporary. A Shruti Vakya which states the temporariness of any effect of karma. The objects produced by karma in this world are temporary. In the same manner, the result of karma, even in the other world, is also temporary. It is stated in Chandogyopanishad, Tadyatheha karmajito lokaha kshiyate एवमेवामुत्र पुण्यजितो लोकः क्षीयते. This is a Shruti Vakya. Yatha iha karmajito lokah kshiyate. Just like all the objects that is manufactured by karma, that is produced by karma in this world, are subject to destruction. In the same manner, even in the other world, punyajito lokaha, the loka attained by punya, the karma phala in the other world, like swarga, etc., even they are temporary. Therefore, whether in this world or in the other world, any effect of karma is time bound. Therefore, one cannot expect anything eternal by means of karma. Yathaivam karmana chitaha dehadihi lokaha kshiyate. Yatha, just as karmana chitaha, produced by karma, dehadihi lokaha, body, etc., which is in this world, kshiyate, it is subject to destruction. Tathaiva, in the same manner, punya karmana sanchitaha, accomplished by punya karma, amushmiko lokaha, the other world, also kshiyate, is subject to destruction. Therefore, any result of karma is anitya. Therefore, one cannot hope for the nitya by means of karma. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.